Did I do okay? Spenty? Okay. Allison Sharp? Samantha Meyer?
Here.
Val Pyatt?
Here for
Online?
now.
Yes, love it. We have everybody. Take that, PAC. No, I don't know how they're doing. How they doing? Are they all?
Rare to get them all.
Okay, look at that. I usually don't go through the city staff or anything, but you usually make notes of it for your meeting.
Sure.
Minutes, which I appreciate. Did everybody, well, I guess we should do this in order. Public comment?
Actually, with city staff, but Ben sitting in, just a quick introduction.
Sure, yeah, I'm happy to introduce myself. I'm new here. Ben Markert, project manager, senior lead under capital improvements. A couple of my projects include Butler Fourth and Butler Fleet Streets. So I'm happy to attend and listen in and perhaps help on some of the reports, but I'm very happy to be here.
Welcome.
You said Butler Complete Streets, and what was the other one?
Butler Fourth.
Butler Fort, okay. Couple good ones.
Yep.
Is there any other public comments? Members of the public, online or otherwise?
We consider what you said about the buckling sidewalk. Would that be a public comment?
No, it's an informational item, I
Oh,
think.
okay, thank you.
So repeat it at the end, Kevin.
Okay, I already forgot it. No kidding.
Approval of the minutes? I did read the minutes. You did too?
Yeah, I also did.
Heyo. And were you at the last one?
Yeah.
Were you in person?
Yeah.
At the last one?
Yeah,
I'm
this
sorry.
last year.
I've slept since and then.
It was good to review the minutes.
Yes, it was helpful.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the March 19th minutes.
Second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any nays? We have voted on something. We have done it. Meeting is a success.
Can I ask a question? I'm still learning how to take minutes for this group. Like Transportation Commission wants it one way, everybody wants. It. Were the minutes okay as is, or should I
Absolutely.
do less?
You can do less. You can do less if you
No.
wanted to,
So do the same.
but I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really great reminder because I had forgotten everything that we had talked about.
But if I take constructive criticism, I'm new to this, so I'm willing to learn how you like it.
Yeah, I say stupid stuff sometimes, but I'll put that in there.
I took out the stupid.
Thank you.
That's the only rule.
Action items. Nine. Discussion items. I did get a sneak peek at the Lone Tree presentation.
Yeah, the old one though, by the way, it's just to like go over stuff.
It was a
but-
good refresher. I really like those like road views where it says, here's the view from the north, here's the view from the south. I really like that. So are we gonna go over that today or?
We get to
what we're
look at
gonna
it
do?
again.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, so we had, I think it was a request from this group, kind of update on Lone Tree Road. The high level update on construction schedule is their Butler was paved and striped this past week. And then all 4 lanes should be open later this week. Includes the bike lanes. And then
The same size or the different? Bike lane?
it'll be the same for now, outside of the intersection. But that'll be the Butler Complete Streets will change that radically in next week, right? It'll be
Start
done?
next week.
It'll be a little.
Just-
Mhm.
Yeah, a couple of years. But that, yeah, for now, it'll just go back to the lane, the bike lanes that were there. Except there'll be the protected intersection stuff at that Lone Tree Butler that you can play with, I guess.
That's in
If you're
place.
into it. Yeah.
Can we look at it?
Oh, and like
Are they-
Street View?
I don't know if the street view is recent.
Try it, let's try it.
Street view.
It's probably not, but we can try it.
It's
Are you recording this online?
Yes.
You start the recording?
I haven't plugged into my,
Oh, gotcha.
so I haven't shared screen yet, but if I plug in, it'll take over the screen.
I did get comment while we're talking about Lone Tree. A couple people wrote, I think Ben also to the city, but wrote to Flagstaff Biking Organization to say that the signage and the rerouting for bicyclists during those intersection improvements was very poor. And it was very difficult if you were on a bike to figure out what to do or where you were supposed to go. So that's feedback that I have received from people that I think maybe also got sent into the folks managing that project, but rerouting was not.
Has anyone rode it during construction, like down?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Yes,
Yeah, it seems,
it's not good because you're just in the, you're in.
even in the car, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, because it's like, you know, it's.
Traffic calming. It is
It is, yes.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's traffic calming. But,
I saw a biker do the same, but there was a lot of traffic and I was actually in a car. So he went actually into the road where he shouldn't have been because there was so much traffic. Then got stuck and couldn't get back in, and it was just kind of a shit show, yeah.
I mean, I think you should have theoretically been in the traffic lane. That was the only place that you could go. There was no other
Yeah.
way to navigate Butler.
Yeah, it's a detour
Yeah.
for the bikes.
There's even a bike on the.
This was in the winter when they had all the lanes open again, but you can see the concrete work that's been done for the protected
Little bump.
ski,
Yep.
yep. Falls, they've been calling them.
So I'm still kind of confused. If you go back to that, to looking towards the mountain, like there's buildings still there. I still am unclear as to where this is gonna go. But I'm sure it'll all make sense when it happens.
This one I'll build as remained.
Well, not only that one, but I'm talking about like these over here. Okay, I don't need to understand. I will see it when it happens.
Here's what we'll be back
Yeah,
over
so
next week is you
the
can,
bike lane is gonna go there and over. That's great. So,
I like that.
so is the walk sign gonna turn on when that light turns green? Do we know? You're not gonna make us stop and have to press
That was
the
my
button,
question when
are
I was at the presentation. Yeah.
I don't know,
we? Okay.
probably press a button. Well, which one's the,
This is the primary road, so you could walk
Yeah,
on
maybe not
rest
on
there
that one.
easily.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff Google Street Viewed in January. Stuff to date. Yeah, that's update. The south part will be under construction through the fall. And the overpass should start later this summer.
I saw like in the presentation, there were some lights that had like little bikes on them.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna have those?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, not that detail. So it'll be kind of a more of a shared space, if I understand it right. I caught myself up on that, but I wasn't in on most of the design here. So I'll try to answer on what I know.
Yeah, I definitely
But-
agree with Kevin that the bikes, we shouldn't have them have to stop
Yeah.
there. Cause like if it's not convenient for bikes, like people aren't just, they're just not gonna want to ride their bike.
Or they're gonna run it,
Or
Yeah.
they'll go in the traffic lane.
because the light's green, right?
Yeah.
And they're not even, what you've done is you forced them off the road, so that's even different, right, than them actually being in the pedestrian walkway. You force them off the road and onto that runway. Whereas then what they'll do is won't follow that path and they'll stay on the road because
Yeah.
it's green.
Yeah.
Right, I can go green through the green light if I have that area.
What's the right turning like at that intersection? What's the right turn
No,
signal like? There's no
no
right,
right turn,
there's no right turn there.
no right turn lane.
Because it's still closed right now,
But
right?
will
But
there
for
be,
ultimate, no,
Yes.
there won't be a separate right turn lane.
Okay.
So
but will
that,
people be able to turn right?
yeah, yeah.
Because that, I mean, I would agree anyway, but if people are able to turn right there and you don't have a pedestrian light and if someone has to hit it, based on experience, if there's no active, even when there is an active pedestrian light in an intersection, like on Ponderosa and Route 66, cars still turn, even though they're supposed to see.
If it's green, they go.
Yeah, if it's green, they go, regardless of whether or not they should be ceding to pedestrians or bicyclists, or if there are any present. So at least having the light so we can gesture at it and be like, I'm allowed to be here. Look at the light. It says I can go and you have to wait. That's what I do. It doesn't work, but I try.
It works sometimes.
It works sometimes.
Do you have that presentation?
Yeah, exactly. Never not hitting you.
And stuff. So, yeah, so that's the update on the construction, but I thought, yeah, I think for most of you, was anyone on, I don't know,
Daniel, were you on BAC when
were
this
you on
happened?
in 2022?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I know it went through the Transportation Commission.
But it was very hard to imagine, like, you know, what we were talking about at the time. I know that there was a kind of smaller details that we gave some input on, but the whole thing.
Out on big PDFs, there it is. So we can,
That's the last page of it, I think, yeah.
yep. I highlighted a few things so we can go
Sure.
fairly fast, I think. But feel free to ask. So this will kind of catch us up on what happened on this one. And this was the one spot I found all the renderings in one place. General cross-section of the bridge part. Two-way bikeway on one side
So
and the
this going
sidewalk.
over,
This is over the railroad, right? This section. Yep. So here's kind of the idea, and then comes all the intersection details that complicate it all, right?
So it's a bi-directional bike lane
On
On
one side.
on the west side, yep.
and a monodirectional on the other side?
Interesting, right?
Yeah, I wasn't on
Yeah.
BAC. Why?
So if this one is connecting with a foots on this side.
Okay,
So we thought it would be, I think the thought was it's busy enough, we could separate the bikes from the pedestrians. But it's for two-way because it's gonna link into other two-way facilities.
like towards campus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, towards campus. And that's been poured. We can see it, it's this 16-foot section.
Mhm.
That's what we get on this side of it. Versus the one way is gonna be 11 feet in most other places.
Okay.
Logic, I think here, maybe this could be more of a function, more like an 11-foot shared path too, but this one's gonna separate them.
Okay.
As this is expected to be the busier side,
Yeah.
more things connecting off of it and
Mhm.
two-way traffic that doesn't force you to get to the correct side of the street.
Do you know how it'll be? Will it just be like paint or how will it be physically separated? Express the,
I think it's just paint.
okay.
Yeah. It was a fun fact, I thought, 70% reduction of traffic on Beaver in San Francisco is expected. The 6
Vehicle motor transport, something like that, was
Vehicle miles traveled.
Vehicle miles traveled. There it is.
Oh, that's chasing that, but the numbers are ADT, which is annual daily traffic. This is this was part of a sustainability effort to reduce total vehicle miles traveled. There's something that stood out. So Milton is basically at 40,000 cars a day. They're expecting near that on Lone Tree. And then Beaver and San Francisco are about 10,000 cars a day. But after the Lone Tree overpass, the models have them dropping down to
Wow.
like 3 and 1,000.
So what you're saying is we make them bike boulevards. Yes, and take away the vehicle lane.
What I'm saying is let's start brainstorming.
I think we
start,
should, yeah.
On what we can do with that extra capacity.
So we go back to that other slide that, no, you were looking at the screen, the maps, with Google Maps.
Yeah, the map.
So I hate to say this, but my question to you also, with this 16-foot lane, you're gonna have traffic going both ways, right?
Mhm.
This is not the primary. But where's the button to press? See, it's all really.
This one's not as complete over here.
Yeah,
with
I
our-
know. But so I wonder how they're going to be able to seamlessly cross that way too. Right? Without having to like get off or any of that, like.
Turn sharply.
Turn sharp or, you know. Looks like a perfect example for camera or something, can you? You know, how do you,
An
How can we
actuation
help?
of some sort.
yeah, cause you're gonna think about it, right? It's gonna make that 16-foot thing all across over. That's gonna be sweet. It's a great thing, but how do we handle that intersection correctly, you know?
So this one hasn't been constructed yet. You can tell there's no football there.
Right, so, yeah, there will be something there. Perfect, yeah, when you guys do, I'd love to just think about it, you know, it's like, how can we make that,
Signalize it to where
Yeah.
it's.
make it seamless, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a car and it's red, you can just stop, right? That'd be great on a bike the same way, right? You can do painting and say, here you go, great, awesome. Keep going straight when the light's ready, don't have to press anything or. That'd be wonderful.
Here's a few of the options. We can go through all these as fast as or slow as you guys want to.
And the option, has anything been decided yet, or these?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're at full construction. So this is from 2022, this one, but just kind of some interesting background for everybody on where it was. And this one had the renderings. So I don't know how many have seen the ultimate project renderings either. So that's really what I pulled in, and then I figured we'd be interested in some of these details as we went. This would kind of be, this was they call it typical. It is probably what most traffic engineers would draw first. They gave it dual lefts, separated right turns, all the things. It had this protected spot, so a little safety benefit for where to wait. But the big intersection, here's some of the dimensions. At 88, 90 feet. But for reference, crossing 66 at Beaver is about 70 feet. So these are all like 20 feet longer crossings.
Okay.
Yeah, for a car turning right that's going east, that might be kind of confusing because they're gonna have bikes coming both directions to look for.
Yeah,
Not
on
something
this
you're
part,
used to, yeah, right there.
it will be
And on the other side, that's,
tricky.
Well, the other side's just one way, right?
yeah, but I mean, then you have people going the same direction on
Yeah,
both sides of
yeah.
the street, which is extra confusing if you're a car. I mean, I understand the idea of hooking into the foots and trying to support that. And I also think, yeah, it might cause confusion.
That's goes back to where, yeah, I'd love any feedback on it. So we're at for some greenfield development areas. I think I brought it up before too. Like on John Wesley Powell and then out, it would be a Woody Mountain extension through that whole area. So it's all greenfield stuff and we're able to get a separated bikeway, but there's limited crossing opportunities. So should it function as a two-way foots? Because people are gonna be coming into it in random spots with no real opportunity to get to cross and go the right direction on it. So I think I'm leaning towards till it hits a critical mass, it's probably a shared space, two-way foots kind of scenario, but then it gets right into that right turners looking
Yeah.
only left,
Not looking-
that issue.
Oh, there's a public comment.
I think that maybe before it opens or your education should really bump up on trying to make sure you educate the public and the cars and everyone, road users on all of these issues to make sure that everyone knows how to use it properly and everything.
Is there gonna be signage?
Maybe this is an opportunity for like a open streets kind of, hey, this is how you can use it kind of an event.
Other fours, it's mostly gonna be a one-way bikeway on each side of the street. But then right at Fourth, it ties into the north-south foots. Most of it's existing. That's the two-way facility and there won't be a matching facility on the east side of Fourth. So there'll be these one-way facilities that tie into that two-way facility and the two-way needs to facilitate the under the roundabout movement as well. So that transition is gonna be tricky, I think.
Are there plans for signs though? Like anything, watch for bikes,
Bikes coming both directions.
just something?
Over at
For
the driveways.
Yeah, at those intersections. Like on campus, there are some of those, not many, but just a reminder to drivers to be like, hey, there are cyclists
At
here.
most intersections, I put in to paint it through the driveways. And add some green so that they see that. And these would be in the locations where they're coming from the direction you expect. So that helps with those, with all the driveways line up with that. But it also, there isn't a ton of crossing opportunities, so I would expect some wrong way biking. And for the pedestrian to bike interface, we have like bikes yield to peds in certain spots with these mixing. And then the stripe goes away to show that it's a changed mixing zone.
Is it all possible to add signage to any of these projects? In my experience, I'm sure you've seen for the cars,
Yeah.
but also for the cyclists, because the paint, I mean, it doesn't last that long. A sign lasts longer than paint. And I don't know how much they cost, so I would be happy to learn how much they cost, but it's not the cost of like cement, I imagine, I hope. Just something to draw visual attention like the green does, but yeah, we've all watched that erode pretty quickly. Beaver or some of the other places where it is. I don't actually know.
Yeah,
what
the
line-
sharrows just disappear overnight.
Yeah,
You repaint those every day, probably. Seems like.
Mhm.
So this is the typical approach.
Yeah.
This is not what we have. This is
This
what.
isn't what we're gonna end up with.
No.
You guys want the review?
Yeah, let's do the real.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
It'll be this without the right turn lanes,
Right,
that's where it landed.
right.
So still cars can turn right, but there's not a,
Right, yeah, there's no restrictions,
And then
but
this,
there's no
this guy
dedicated.
goes in there,
right,
forces out.
And I think it shortened those intersections, didn't it?
Yeah, because there's a right turn lane at every leg here, dedicated right turn lane, so that goes away. But it does keep the dual lefts for this west and the south, those are both dual lefts still. So there was the one iteration was a single left.
Yeah.
What's the median? I mean, apart from separating the traffic, the little stretch that goes through the pedestrian intersection, is there any use to that, or is it just the end of the median separating the traffic directions?
This
Like
part,
that, yeah, that little orange thing.
yeah, if it's over 6 feet, you can call it a refuge. You can stop halfway, wait another cycle.
But there's-
If you start late
there-
or something.
But there's no way to signal that you're in the intersection, right? So you could wait there indefinitely?
I think you get trapped, but that's a good point.
Well, when you think of refuge, you don't think of short term, it's like long-term refuge. You live there now.
In the middle of the road? Well, because I feel like some of the other places where you have refuges, there's usually another's.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah,
like-
there is an all the
Yeah.
RFB.
So is that
stuff.
intended as a refuge, or is it just,
I think it's more of like a protection spot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because you're right, that, yeah.
like, say you're a pedestrian who doesn't move very quickly, or you're a wheelchair user, you could just get stuck there but have no way to change the light.
Correct. Unless it's automatically changing, but.
Yes, right, which is going back to what you said.
You got a thumbs up, did you say? Dita.
It doesn't look like that's what it's intended to be, but it looks like just the end of the median. But if
Yeah.
there is any intent for it to be that, I don't think it would be functional. Because you can actually complete your crossing reliably without any ability to change the walk light.
yeah, I'm sure that the timing's set up for you to complete the crossing. But and it's there just in case, but you don't want to get trapped there.
Like 26
Start late.
seconds.
And I have gotten trapped in those before in other cities, and it's not great.
Yeah.
I think 26 seconds is how long it would take like a very slow walker to cross it or something like that. Is that what that is?
It's usually, it's the bottom. Yeah,
So that's for like the bottom of the, there's like a bell curve of like, here's somebody who walks really, really fast, and here's like the average person walking. Here's like kind of the slower end of people walking. That's how long it would take like a slower walker to walk across the entire.
these might be the average, these are just.
Yeah.
for
Is that the
rates,
average?
But they're usually timed for us below average walker.
Yeah.
I don't know where exactly it falls in the bell curve. I know it's conservative below average, but I don't know by how much.
So for, I know there's not currently, but for the left turning, the dual left turning lanes, is there any way to warn those people also that there are going to be bikes?
I think they'll have their own
Light,
session,
so
yeah.
it shouldn't,
With
So
the
they
dual,
can't turn.
okay.
they won't turn across them. The single ones probably won't necessarily, or could, they might also, but then also get to use the just green bulb. It's typically how the duals versus singles work. I don't think there's extra signage on watch for bikes, but I think it's on that western side
Yeah, I'm just thinking again,
through, yeah.
it would be nice to
Especially
have
the-
at many intersections, but it's right by campus, which is, as we all know, one of the highest bike use areas of town. And if the intention is to hook into all these other trails to help people facilitate travel to and from campus, you'll probably have a pretty good volume unless we make Beaver Street and San Francisco Bike Boulevards and avoid the whole problem.
Get over
But
there.
they'll still want to do it, yeah, and there's housing over
Yeah.
there, and student housing particularly, so.
And no train to stop for it.
And no train to stop for, yeah, true, which means people don't control their speeds. Which is probably one of the better things about being in a share row on Beaver in San Francisco is that between parking and the train, you can, on a bike, match the speed of most cars around you.
You do have to wait for the train.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true, but the plus side.
Total time was 10 minutes longer than ride time.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that overlaid on Fourth and 66? Pretty similar. That one can feel pretty big, right?
So full build out intersection is what we're getting.
No, I can go.
Go to one.
Yeah.
You want all the history?
Not if it's too late.
Well, we can't even say that exactly, there's, I don't even wanna see it if it's not something.
This is the closest, except for dual lefts here and here.
Can you
So-
zoom in a little bit?
Now, as frequently happens, right, you do 5 options and option 6.
So it
It's
does look
chosen.
like there's a narrow bike lane that you don't have to use the pedestrian crossing. You can go straight in that. Is that correct?
Where at, you wanna point to it?
Yeah.
Right there.
So like, if you're coming here, you can go here as a biker, or you
Yeah,
can go
yeah.
here.
So the people online, she is pointing west to east.
Yeah, but what we saw on Google Maps is that's not the case, right? They moved it.
Why doesn't have it, I didn't have
You
it
mean on the
final
straight,
striping.
yeah.
They didn't have its final striping, right?
We'll also want all of that change anyway, because that's gonna, in a couple of years, because you're gonna get the curb build out, the separated infrastructure.
So
But still,
look at this,
it's
it's
time.
it's a temporary or
Yeah.
a interim layout until.
But I do like being able to go straight
Yeah,
through
I
the light
agree.
as a cyclist instead of having to stop.
Yeah.
For all the cars that are turning right and then having to look again. Yeah,
I agree. I think for a certain cyclist comfort level, that's what you would do.
yeah.
Stay in the street.
Stay in the
Yeah.
lane. Mhm. Especially if you're riding Butler.
And if there's like a lot of
By-
pedestrians already over there, you're like, oh,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Right.
do that.
I mean, it's the same thing with the roundabout by University, like there's the option to go on the sidewalk, or as a cyclist, you can go through the roundabout.
Mhm.
And I've like tried both, but like I'm fine going through the roundabout.
Yeah.
But it's nice that you have the option.
Yeah.
To do both.
Yeah, it's just different
Yeah.
people's comfort levels.
Or like if you have kids and you're
Yep.
towing them or something, you definitely probably wanna, yeah.
Do you get into the roundabout the same at the Lockett one, the Lockett Cedar one?
That's how I read that
Feel-
one.
That one, okay.
That one is,
Yeah.
there's not an option to ride the sidewalk there, is there?
There is, it's not striped in the same way.
Okay, yeah, I've never
You
done,
can-
I've always gone through as a
Okay.
car, yeah.
Yeah. That one always feels busier, a little more chaotic to me on a bike.
Yeah, I think it depends on the time of day.
Yeah.
Have Kim talk about that in her Safe Routes to School session, about the school traffic.
Filmed some movies over there with Kim.
I wasn't in them, you are. Let's go.
Director. But yeah, this is about where it landed, except with dual lefts. I can. Plan set. This is that intersection in final design plans with the striping plan for it. So we can see.
See, it doesn't,
Does it have striping?
yes, but it makes you,
Yeah, it doesn't look like it carries a bike lane up to the intersection, so it forces you over to there. And lets you back out. So width-wise, that'll probably tie into the complete streets a lot better. Otherwise, this would be 4 or 5 feet wider all of a sudden, the road at the intersection here.
Is it called Portland Green because they pioneered the use of green paint for bikes in Portland, or is that a real color?
The color of the tree, plants.
Just so much other bike stuff is from Portland. It could be from Portland.
I would. Right. Portland cement, you see a lot too, I don't think.
True.
Maybe that's Portland made,
I don't know.
it's older. Talked about the detours. One popular. Here's the traffic control plan. Here's what's supposed to be out there. Starting now, This part's still under construction, just the one lane in each direction in between cones. On Lone Tree, they've blocked off the left turns, but we'll have 2 lanes going through it. This is further east. Here's the detour route.
Portland Green started with ODOT Green.
So it was Oregon Department of Transportation. There you go.
Good work.
I believe the substance of the comment we got was basically the city had said recently in the past few years that, you know, anytime there needs to be a detour for vehicle traffic and bike traffic and ped traffic, there should be an attempt to minimize the impacts to cyclists or other modes of travel that aren't vehicles. And the comment was that this person felt that did not happen in this case, that you had to go pretty far out of your way to get to Sawmill on a bicycle because of the closures, or ride in some pretty hazardous conditions because of the single lane vehicle traffic. Which I ride in this area with some frequency, and that was pretty accurate. I usually take Franklin anyway, so it didn't change too much for me, but trying to come from like anywhere downtown or south and get to Sawmill was essentially impossible. And I illegally rode across the dirt lot. I'm telling you that right now, because that was the only way to do it. Otherwise, you would have to go probably half a mile to a mile past where you wanted to be.
Hey guys, yeah, I didn't intend to, but I drove through that, or I rode through that single lane of construction traffic, and it was terrifying. Do not recommend.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Lefts came back in. I think mostly because of these blue lines are the queue links, so the backup links during the peak hour. And since it spills into Route 66 here, this was on that single left alignment. I think that's what turned it back into the dual lefts.
I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
With the overpass.
Cool, huh?
Yeah,
Don't you think that's
this is
cool?
the queue links with this setup of kind of the smallest road intersection.
This is what.
Mm-hmm. Have you
Did you
guys
see
liked
that?
those?
And that's on
Yeah.
page, I don't know what page that is.
Yeah.
It's on page.
I'm trying to think where I've seen the bike.
Signals in town or elsewhere.
I don't think it's town.
Vancouver
No.
has a ton of them.
I know Spain did.
Yeah.
And I really liked them.
I think actually Tucson has some too.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
thinking.
Yeah.
I think I've seen there.
I'm not sure if Phoenix does, but Tucson does.
72.
Especially in those
Yeah. there
by
you go.
campus where they have the
Yep.
mid-block.
Yeah,
crossings.
yeah, the like centralized ones. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've ridden through there. a bunch. Yeah, and they're funky to ride.
Yeah, but until you, yeah, even for a rider, until you've been through.
Yeah. DC has them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Have you guys liked them?
The bike specific signal, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw that.
Especially when bikes get right away.
Yeah.
I really liked that
Yeah.
part of it.
Or get to go earlier, so you're
Yeah.
already in the problematic area before vehicles and have a higher chance of being spotted.
Yeah, the leading part of it.
Yeah.
I was at NACTO last week in Minneapolis, and there was a lot of these in St. Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
And the person giving us the tour was not, she said, we're not gonna do these again. They cause too much confusion
Really?
because they have really long yellow times that were confusing everybody. something about, I'd have to get all the details, but so it goes and then the yellow time, there's still plenty of time for the bike to make it. It's different from the pedestrian blinking hand time.
Well, it's like
And
the
then it-
flashing,
like
you're
you had-
flashing, yellow turn signals that they have. I don't come up with those.
I think I've only ever seen them red-green bikes, like it's either green or it's red. I don't know that I've seen a yellow implement, or I've more commonly seen just green or red.
Yeah,
Spain, they did have.
Yellow,
Yeah.
that's the key.
could be wrong about that.
Design tweaks that make them work better, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Some implementations I've seen, they're like the bottom, they're the last light in a
Or
four.
there's the bulbs.
Yeah,
for
there's the bulbs
cars.
for the cars and then there's a
Yeah.
bike one.
Yeah, they had more separate, so there was like the walk hand, and then there's the bike ones, and there's the bulbs for cars.
Must be different ones, right? Like, cause I feel like I've also seen the walk and the bike together in this.
Well, look at the far right, where it has the 3 different lights for each intersection.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what they're talking about, is that yellow blinking right-hand turn signal. Did I see that?
Yeah, this guy.
This one right here.
Hmm.
It's like blinking yellow.
So they have to be careful of bikes.
Yeah.
Cars have to be careful of bikes.
It's a green bike light with a
Right.
yellow flashing right-hand turn signal.
Huh.
Don't know. I like the one to the left of that a lot better, where it's red for car, green for bike. Then we go.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd have a yellow arrow instead of just have nothing.
Well, that
Green
was,
light.
that was Ken's argument on those yellow left-hand turn signals.
I don't have a standard in mind. I'd have to dig through for sure in some of the books, figure it out. There's certainly a way to make it better. I don't know if the paintball had this part. It would just stay on a yellow for too long over here.
Oh, I see.
Or
So it wasn't for
something.
the car.
Yeah, it would stay on the yellow and then it would confuse who had the right of way. So maybe it was as simple as they were missing this explanation. Like it.
So are these safety features going to be part of this intersection? Or is this another thing that was discussed that is not going to be given to us? And
These are other-
hit by cars.
I don't think it's in there.
These are other safety features.
Yeah, but we didn't opt for safety features, even though that's where the majority of collisions are for cyclists is turning.
Right-hand turns.
And complete streets. I wonder how since you end up sharing the space with you're like in the pedestrian crosswalk zone versus
Mhm.
this diagram, you're
Yeah,
multiple
separate.
feet separate. Or how that, if you can just share the blinking hand a bit better, but still you could keep going well into the blinking hand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Kevin would agree, but to me, the leading crossing interval for non-vehicle traffic is the key part. It would be great to have a bike specific light, but I think being able to be in the intersection before cars start turning is what's actually key.
Yeah.
Having that,
Whether it's the walk
Yeah,
symbol
exactly.
that you
whatever
share.
symbol, the
Okay.
key thing
Yeah.
is like not
Getting
having
in
a
front of
car
them.
is
Yeah.
getting in front of them at every intersection, so they're slightly less likely to hit you.
Right, except that, this light's red, right? And if this turns green and this is still red and there's no car, they're still gonna go.
Yeah,
Right on
I
right.
mean,
They ride on red, all day long. right?
Yeah.
But you're right, I mean, it's better,
It's better, yeah,
You're right, I get a walk and I still have to stop, right? If I'm at
yeah,
mainly like Huntington and Fourth Street,
yeah.
I can press that button. It only gives you 4 seconds before it starts to blink. And there've been times it's like I can't even make it across with a bike because
An
the
e-bike.
cars just, yeah,
An
they just
e-bike.
come and then they honk once it starts
Oh,
to
yeah.
blink and it's like, what are you doing? Like, you
Where you
know,
wanted me to go.
yeah.
Just trying to go where you wanted. And also not having to push it. That's the other key thing. Again, Tim says Kevin's point. A leading interval that you don't have to activate, yeah.
Touching, right? Cameras would be
Yes,
fine.
yes, with touching. No big buttons.
To look at in here.
So can you do changes to the intersections through complete streets? I guess is the question for other people. Like, could you make some of these changes potentially through that project along Butler?
I think Lone
Yes.
Tree will open a year or more before the complete streets gets constructed, so we would have more data
Yeah.
to analyze and look at possibilities.
Okay.
It's more easily retrofittable than changing the curb lines and stuff. So,
Oh, yeah.
We go to page 36, there was one thing that kind of caught my attention on. It was this bicycle right here in this lower lane. Like, what is that guy gonna do? Literally.
What is that person gonna do? Are they turning right?
Now, how did,
I don't know what they're gonna do.
and how did they get there?
Okay, they live there now.
Yeah.
yep,
Because you have to jump that curb, that's a raised curb
Yeah.
right in front of them.
Yeah, there's no, that would be,
Yeah, you're screwed.
yeah,
If you find yourself there,
that's bad.
yep.
rendering here. But it's possible.
AI slop.
I mean, I really think a lot of cyclists are gonna stay in the car lane instead of having to stop 2 times.
Yeah, these, there was a big discussion. These weren't very popular, these
No, those
analyzed
are awful.
lanes. So not gonna get any of those or any dedicated right turn lanes even.
Well, the channelized lanes, people just go, they don't check at all for cross
Right.
traffic. Because it feels, the infrastructure gives you the impression that that's what it's for, is to divert you.
Acceleration, so
Yeah, because otherwise you'd back up vehicles.
Yeah.
It's just, of course, that's what you do.
Description automatically generated with medium confidence.
parking
Description.
my mouse thinks it's a parking lot. Medium.
It is, you know, there are
Man, I
a
am
lot of
not gonna-
cars parked around,
That's the
it
way
makes sense.
I think we were also gonna look at, safe routes to school infrastructure.
Yeah, you want
Unless we wanna
flip
keep
over?
going on Lone Tree, we can keep going on Lone Tree if you guys want to, but,
Is there anything else?
I mean,
No,
you gave
just-
us the rough
Just share some
update
stuff.
of,
Yeah.
we're gonna start the overpass at the end of the summer, you said?
Mhm. Pending BNSF.
They already said yes to all this, right? I mean, we did ask them.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry. It's the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
The correct permit.
the devils in the details, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into the safe routes. You ready?
Yep.
We have a pretty good sketch. So this one you're seeing it. I've submitted comments, but it hasn't gone any further than that really. So this is a different scenario than Lone Tree that's already being built. So this is on the ground floor. Here's the area. I'll zoom in.
And this is open for comment. This one is actually something that we can give input into.
Yeah, I'll pass along this and this in the design phase and we'll see what we can do with it. Well, I think we'll.
It was super interesting, the part about the gas station where you had buses pulling into, or it looks like maybe were those trash trucks pulling into the parking lot of the gas station?
I think aren't they the like big trucks? I was on BAC for this and I remember part of the discussion around like highway traffic,
I'm
right?
pretty sure. Is this Fox Glen?
Yeah, so this is Foxton Park,
And here's
here's Sonawa,
Sonawa.
here's Knowles. So this is part of the Safe Routes to School.
Yeah.
Right, so we're looking at a new concept. So right now, this project can design a concept plan for what we're gonna do here to help create safer routes to school, encourage more walking and biking to these two schools in particular.
Okay.
As we know, this can be a pretty fast corridor.
It can be.
Yeah.
Very variable speeds too. Some people go
Yeah,
60, some people go 20.
So what's the far boundary on, like, what's that side?
so this side is gonna end at the Butler Fourth project is taking this scheme until about here.
Okay.
So the fourth, for perspective, is just off the page about here. And there'll be a roundabout and separated bike lanes. And then it ends here. If you know where we're at, see the sidewalks end, the road tapers to 2 lanes. So from here on,
Yeah.
it's a finished street. Like it's the full prism is there with the sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah, so this is like the turn into that new like apartment space, right? That new.
Yeah, just a little off screen, I think, but yep. That parcel right there. So we brainstormed a few ideas. This one is even trying to brainstorm. It's just how do we get kids to school safer in different modes? And this is the main idea right now is to essentially carry forward this separated bikeway sidewalk concept that's happening just to the west of here and carry it all the way through to Fox Glen. So that's the gist of it. In here, it's attached to the back of curb for lack of room that we have.
Separation is it grade separated or is it?
It's up at the top of curb,
Okay.
but there's no horizontal distance here. I made the comment of even just a textured 2-foot furnishing strip across, so instead of a 5-foot parkway with vegetation in it, just a 2-foot furnishing strip when we don't have the 5 feet can.
It's just gravel.
It wouldn't be I'd want it to be, ideally, it would be like a stamped concrete or something, or a colored concrete. Would be my ideal.
Can you scroll down where Sonago Heights comes in?
Yeah. So we scroll a little slower and then we can kind of just brainstorm on it a bit if you're game.
There's a Sonago Heights.
Yeah, you might have.
a cross guard or a crosswalk right there.
Yeah, how will they get over to exactly?
It's not on here. So this would be just a crossing that. So nothing too truly dramatically different. No,
Yeah, so if they wanted to get, if they were here and needed to get here.
Or vice versa, yeah.
and Vice versa.
Technically, if somebody wanted to go from Sonago, their house in Sonago Heights to the Sonago Middle School, would have to go all the way to Fox Glen Light
Yeah,
to make the crossing and then back up.
Right, what's that new apartment complex?
yeah,
Yeah, the 12-year-old ain't gonna do it.
no,
Right,
they're gonna cross.
Yep.
Yep.
What's the speed?
No,
I'm not 12, but
My son's 13 and he goes to Sonola and
35?
That's where we got the speed changes during schools in session, it drops down to 25. Then we got
Oh, really?
a speed limit sign that changes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it's a good one with, I mean, people follow it, I'd say, pretty good.
you see brake lights.
Because there's big fines if you don't.
Yes.
A crossing was certainly a big topic early. There was grade conflicts and talking to the schools. It didn't seem like there was as big a demand as we went into it thinking there was.
Like grade, like these
Okay.
kids getting an F in class and
Sorry,
kind of,
the slope of it. So if you put a stop controlled crossing right here,
Yes.
is that like a 5% slope?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
our intersection standards are 3% maximum for starting and stopping.
But you could
in
do it
bad
like
weather.
here. That's the top of the hill.
Yeah, so that's closer to the top is over there. I was looking at, trying to balance it here, so it would balance between kids going just between and people from this neighborhood and people from all the development that's happening out this way. Not being too particular about what it tied into exactly, but
just getting you to the other side of the road.
yeah, a chance that
Yeah.
wasn't a huge detour for anyone in particular. So the balance of right here was too steep to meet our engineering standards. This one right here, I did call that out, see how it
Yeah.
goes. So if this all became a raised median, was the thought.
It's kind of in no man's land, but it gets you to the other side of the road and most, I mean, especially if you had one on the other side of the gas station as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you're bringing that up, this up. I was, what, a couple months ago, maybe 3 months ago, at the Maverick. And
Yeah.
I saw a kid get hit by a car on Butler.
Yep.
For trying to just walk across from Sonola to get over to the park.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't take the light on the skateboard. Oof.
He was almost, this person was almost to the light.
Ran off here. No, they were down and injured, like there was, yeah, we had to call. Well, they had done it, I just kind of was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went car wash. So that's where the accident happened, right about here, there. Okay, so,
There is demand, yeah.
yeah,
Trick is where you get into the
yeah,
bill count. They're like, nobody crosses there. It's like, because it's too hard to cross there.
Yeah.
But they want to,
Yeah, how much unmet demand is there?
yeah, or they run across whenever they can, like on Humphreys.
Yeah, that was like that one thing where it was like, what were we talking about when it was like, oh, no one the average speed isn't that speed. And it's like, yeah, because the speed limit is higher. And that's like, it was, yeah, we kept talking about it like that. Yeah, no one crosses there because there is no crosswalk. I'm interested in up there by the gas station and those orange lines that you have up there, because are those trash trucks or those buses? What are those? Well, the one's a trash truck.
Yeah, this one's more like it's a SU-40, so it's like your large UPS truck. And then the WB-40 is your really small semi. Here we go, SU-30, that's the trash truck. They were running all kinds of stuff.
And they were just trying to see, what were they showing by that?
Showing they were sizing this driveway.
Oh, whether or not it's enough clearance.
But then I made the comment to you that we can add this median and then you don't need, then this pork chop doesn't do much anymore. So you can just shrink it to a 30-foot driveway, just like this setup.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
preferred that anyway, unless people are a big fan of this little refuge area in the pork chop, but I don't know.
I can't tell you how many cars I've seen turn left into it from here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, you just sweep a
All
little.
day long, yeah.
There's those ones at Culvers and stuff,
Yeah.
it's like.
So
Are they
it's
get
not-
into any other?
It's not doing what you want it to do, so.
This ain't keeping me away from my hamburger.
Yeah, from having
Frappuccino.
to wait 4 seconds for the light.
Frappuccino,
Is,
Starbucks right there.
as far as like the student behavior, maybe this is a question for Kim, but, is there observational data about like where students try to cross in this area? That anyone's like even just going out occasionally to see where people with skateboards are running across, for example?
Oh, yeah, we've been out there.
Yeah, is that?
What are those kids doing? Are they behaving?
Report, Kim?
They're being picked up at Maverick and the car wash. I didn't
Interesting.
witness anybody crossing on other than at the intersection. I've been out there a lot and I haven't witnessed anyone froggering across the road.
Mhm.
But I have witnessed a lot of cars, parents picking them up at Maverick and the car wash.
Interesting.
That gets back to kind of our two-way conversation we were having a little bit too, is we only have so much room. The design here, the parkway and an 11-foot foots, right now it's designed for a one-way bikeway like that, but especially without convenient crossing, the vast majority of kids are using like these driveways and going this way, regardless of what side of the street or what time of the day it is, right? Which direction they're going. They'll cross here and to Knowles from Knowles, right? To Sonawa from Sonawa. So the two-way conundrum is a bit back. I had this part is the existing foots and it has that larger parkway. I think it generally functions pretty well for two-way traffic.
Yeah, but if a kid's riding his bike and he's going from Sanawa
Mhm.
to the bus stop over there by the gas station, he's not gonna say, oh, let me walk my bike because it says you can only go this one direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's instead, I say he because this is my son. He's instead going to ride where the pedestrians go. He won't,
Yep.
he won't ride on the green area because it's
It's
an arrow.
one way.
Yeah, because it's one way. You can't ride right there. So he'll ride where the pedestrians walk.
Is there any opportunity to just build a wider facility that would partially accommodate that issue?
There's some, yeah. There's a pinch point at the fire station. Their driveway grades don't work.
Hmm.
So that it already pinches down. You can see these contours a bit. They have a steep driveway. I think we can do more than this. But yeah, and then you get over here and it's like again, the grades and all. But we have 11 feet and this two-way foots over here is this one's at 12 feet and we have a lot of 10-foot elsewhere. So I think the width, aside from those 5 minutes of peak school, we might have enough width and those peak school times, pretty same direction, right? So if they're all going wrong direction for those
Yep.
5 minutes, use up the width. I keep going, I'm trying to find design tweaks that can hint at people when it's a two-way foots versus this one way. I think one of my ideas is this wider parkway kind of helps, like on E66, you have that. And then the foots isn't necessarily at the same grade as the road too. It dips in and out, makes it feel like an entirely different facility. So it's kind of understood that it's a pretty busy two-way facility that works pretty well. We get those kind of visual cues of what facility, how to use the facility. Work a bit there. And that's where I'm leaning towards, is from these driveways to the east, that'd be a two-way. But
Yeah, I think having it be a two-way is a lot less confusing for kids. For sure. And they're just never gonna cross the road and say, oh, I need to cross the road. I'm coming from class, I need to get to here. So I better cross the road here and ride this way because this arrow goes this way. No, they're just gonna go right here. Every single time.
We wouldn't want them running across the road.
Yeah, there's no place to cross there anyway. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, I don't know what you can do for a visual cue. You could make the walkways unpainted and then you have the next lane painted and the next lane not painted. I don't know, that confusing people think it's two walking lanes or colors. I don't know. Just had colored hatching and each one was different direction. I don't know.
Over here has this painting and stripe and bike lane symbol, and then over here doesn't.
Yeah, I
Or you just have an arrow going both ways.
Yeah, like a shared space. Yeah, arrow both
Like-
ways.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Or no arrow.
or no
Or
arrow.
no arrow, yeah.
We could put like a bike and a walk symbol with an arrow both ways. And really spell it out,
Just let it be free for all.
That usually works.
but with the.
It usually
symbols.
works.
Yeah, my free for all had been the absence of striping was,
yeah.
but we could put the bike and walk symbol.
Scary.
I saw a scooter go in the bike lane wrong way down here. Made me, it's one of those
Yeah,
fun ones.
yeah.
Yeah. So it just tells me people are gonna go the wrong way down this regardless, even if it's an on-street bike lane.
Yeah, I've seen, those scooters and those kids going on the main street,
Oh, yeah.
wrong way, bike lanes.
This was in Italy. So it was like two-way bike and then pedestrian next to it, and it had a picture of
Okay.
pedestrian and then bike.
Yeah.
That was like in a little rural town where you wouldn't, it was super random.
You like
And
bike
it's like a-
infrastructure.
It's like a tunnel going under the roof. It was really fantastic.
That'll be what Lone Tree looks like. West side of Lone Tree. But the sidewalk part won't be painted that red.
Okay,
That's how it'll function.
two bike lanes
Yeah,
On one
and
side.
then a pedestrian thing. Yeah, that'll be nice.
we got a couple.
There were not any pedestrians there. That was pretty rural.
Okay.
But it was nice they had their own lane.
Yeah.
You going to Italy?
But from my NACDO trip, my biking instructor trip, see how fast I can find it. Oh, found this. There's this, it's a just multimodal bridge.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
amazing.
See that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Want that?
Right.
This is Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's Mission Bridge, is it?
Yeah, it's like a fancy looking bridge too.
We got planned for Lone Tree, right?
That would solve all our intersection problems. That's what
That
I
is so
always say.
cool. I love that.
And look, there's bikes going in every direction underneath it. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Clearly missed something.
Oh, this was a.
And like,
okay.
what is the average temperature of Minneapolis in the winter? It's freezing and they have all.
How do
this
they
bike
do snow
infrastructure.
removal, Carlton? The perennial question of
Yeah,
Flagstaff bike.
Yeah,
I did get to,
What's the perennial question?
Snow removal. We
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about like every winter.
even worse there is ice.
Yeah,
I went to University of Iowa for undergrad, and it was just like some days just a sheet of ice. And you just dealt with it. Like class every day.
Yeah, they talked talked a bit about it with some of them. They would talk about the storage, so planning ahead for storage for
Oh, snow.
within
Yeah.
your cross section. So the parkway being really important for that kind of stuff.
So they plowed and like de-iced the bike parkways.
I didn't get, yeah, I didn't get into the details on this one specifically. It was more, I think, on normal residential roads with street parking. And then it's just a small parkway and then a sidewalk and trying to just keep up with it. They'll take it, they'll ship it spots too, they can pile it up in a few spots. Which we've done downtown in a couple of years. I think that's a huge effort, even just for a couple of blocks of downtown. So to do it all over. Right.
Snow melts pretty fast because it's so sunny here, but
Typically.
things do get really icy because like in the morning, like there's some freeze overnight.
Well, in certain areas with the buildings, just will stay icy
Yeah.
for 4 months.
Yeah.
Snow on a north facing slope and it's totally bare on the south facing gear, right?
That's really cool.
Is that what we do over here?
Yep.
Yeah, we get 16 feet, we can do that.
Yeah.
I'm game. To find 5 more feet or so. Here and there.
Kids would love it.
You do passing lanes. Could just
And the kids would.
bulb out every chance we get. Little width here and there.
Yeah, and this really is the key to getting kids to ride the bus to school. Because if you want the kids to ride the bus to school, then the parents need to feel like the kids can get off the bus here and make their way to school without getting hit by a car. Because as soon as a parent goes, that's not safe. I'm gonna drive them every day. And then that's one more car every single day for the entirety of the school year.
Nice when we didn't have the chain link fences up that we have now because the kids could cut through the woods and it was off the street completely.
Yep. And those trails are still there,
Yeah, and,
you know?
yeah, I think it's private property now, kind of.
That's the other thing that the kids don't fully understand
Or appreciate maybe.
or appreciate, yeah.
There's a couple of zoom ins on the schools themselves too. We can explore that a bit.
Carlton, I'm assuming you and possibly Kim and others will also be taking these ideas to the schools at some point for student feedback? Yes, no, maybe? Or at what stage does that happen? Does it happen?
Been in talks with the administration at these schools. I think they'll get to see it again. There's any student feedback?
Student council, maybe?
Student,
Nothing. They're looking at you like, what the hell? Kim who?
No, we're meeting with administration on June 1st. Show them all the recent concepts. Because I think what Carlton's gonna show you impacts FUSD property. So he's gonna show you right now.
Here's kind of the on-site Knowles idea. This is real popular in Knowles if you get dropped off in the parking lot and walk on this foots and through this gate It does get locked at school hours, so it's a great option when you time it right, but
Yeah.
kind of need the front door option
Yeah.
Right.
to also exist. So we could, I think the idea is to beef up that, formalize it, because it is great when it works, when it's available.
Wait, am I wrong? There's no, currently, there's no sidewalk here.
Correct. Yep.
So you have to walk against traffic.
So this would be a new connection. And it would be, it's hard to get the full perspective here, but the idea here is to be really steep.
Yeah, there's
So-
like a,
This would be up from the playground, down from the existing road. Exist at its own grade, coming up at ADA slopes. It would need this ramp to go around or the stairs shortcut, and then you can stay all the way over here. This isn't
The front door.
This isn't this ending, it's tying into existing sidewalk. And then you can get to the front door. So that's what ties that into the front door for when this cut through isn't available. Enhance that a bit. This would still be an option as well. You could get to here and go through. Here's the Sanawa idea, mostly to formalize and beef up this sidewalk along the side to get to where we saw them. Closes out this exit option from the loop. But it gets you across safer. There was talk of formalizing something through the woods here that tied into that dead end that I redrew here. I don't think we would construct it, but if we get it into plans and then this develops, that's my strategy. So if this develops ever, then if this is on a plan, they can plan around that and do it at that point. Probably wouldn't do it as a standalone project. This is city property, so there's been some false starts on housing stuff. No motion right now.
Do you guys remember that really big hailstorm that we had this year? There was like one really big freak hailstorm.
Yeah.
In the middle of that hailstorm, my wife in her brand new Subaru is in this roundabout right here. And for some reason, it was just hailing so bad. And she saw somebody she knew on this side of the road. And for some reason, she just drove up onto this curb of this median right here and hit that do not enter sign. And it ripped off like so much of the underside of her car. It caused like $7,000 worth of
oh, wow, man.
She hates that roundabout. And I don't even think you're supposed to go left there, and she was trying to go left, that was the problem. But I think the hell just got her, like, she couldn't think straight. One of those situations where,
That's whacking you.
yeah, and the kids jumping in the car, and you're like, get buckled up, and just, yeah. That was a bad day.
But
Yeah, it's a weird setup in that school with that roundabout and just the parking lot. It takes a little while to get used to getting in and out of there for people.
this is fair pickup over here too, right?
Sure
The
is.
fair pickup is, they do use this one.
Yep. And people will park there and just leave their car there.
That's this area, and we're a little farther along in this area than kind of the Sunnyside area. We have a Miro board, it's called. I can surf around online and zoom in on a couple ideas in the sunny side, if you guys want to keep going.
Yeah, we're getting away from the school now, or
This is still safe routes to school, but it's more Coconino, Men's, Killip triangle of schools.
Before we jump off of this, how does the bus station look?
Good idea. I like that. Because on the one side,
Yeah.
the bus stop is actually in the parking lot of the gas station, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're,
so we it's gonna tie into existing stuff.
so they still are gonna, right? Isn't there a bus stop here?
It's a little further, it's off the page. We can
Okay, and is it not a part of that project then?
be.
I thought I heard you guys say something about trying to put a hawk or something there, just.
Oh, yeah, that's a separate project,
Okay.
right here. It's not gonna be a hawk, but
Okay,
it'll have a median and another, and a painted crosswalk. No,
okay,
no lighting stuff.
okay. And will the bike, I mean, the bike lane just kind of disappears from that spot, right?
It does, yeah.
So will that stay?
Mhm. And I think it wraps up closer to the curb. This is almost striped or it is striped for street parking. With the bike lane, the street parking goes away, the bike lane wraps up to the curb. And then that width is used for a median. With a cut through and a crossing. One of the traffic calming device.
So when there's okay, when there's a bus, we can still get a bike through, do we have to wait for the bus or can we?
I think the bus will be stopped further southeast. So it will conflict. Yeah, the bus stop's all the way down here. Sign.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
see, it's up there.
So it's further up. I think we still have.
Well, then you're saying the median will be like here?
Yep.
I like that.
I think that one's happening this summer. Any month here. It'll get done. It should go pretty quick once they can get started.
Yeah, they're doing something down there, but it looked like they're working on sewers.
They're putting in those traffic calming devices, right?
It was all underground, I don't know.
This one?
No, right there, the construction going on right now, isn't that the traffic calming?
Is it construction? I haven't been down here in a
Oh.
bit. I
Yeah, they're
lose
putting
track.
traffic
What's it?
calming in Fox Glen neighborhood, right, where the people are crossing there. They're putting an island, I believe, in the center median.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, well, the construction is here. Right now.
Oh, yeah, I think they're fixing some other things.
Yeah, I was like, it's like they're doing something, they haven't started any of the middle stuff yet.
What are the gas prices? 409.
Wow.
Pre-Iran war, that's what we call that.
Go buy an abandoned one, it's like 112.
I guess that's like, lights on the streets, me. Right.
Back to here.
Thank you, yeah.
It's just ending was the idea I had. Let me go back out in the aerial. That was to bring since the lane goes from 2 to 3 here. We could bring the sidewalk to where the bike lane ends and then give an opportunity to extend kind of that separated bikeway facility up to where the bike lanes are here and here. That was an idea I put in there.
Mm,
Yeah, that's the key connection. You gotta get all the way to these bus stops. If there's something else missing, we can add that. Sidewalk on this side's in pretty good shape, so if you're just walking, it's good to go, I think. Here too, and you're at the back of walls, not a lot of flexibility of what to do. Here is the Sunnyside stuff.
Mhm.
There's a ton here. Let's see where. It's a little rougher. Head more ahead on this one.
We start with fourth.
We're gonna start with 4.
Yes. Personally, yes.
I don't think that concept's as far along as you.
Okay, you can start with one. I
That
just
would
feel
have
like that's
changed a bunch than what is seen on that mirror board, I think. Don't you think, Carl? Carl,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It doesn't even have the green arrows. Let's say onto this next.
Did Julie update it on the mirror board?
I don't think so, but we can, the gist of some of the conversations, it's a big conversation, is getting a roundabout at Sixth or at Seventh and or Sixth.
Mhm.
So there's a few options.
So right now there's a light at 7
Yep,
and 4, but there's not a light at 6.
There's nothing
Yeah.
at Sixth, and it's very challenging.
so there's,
Like if you were trying, either direction, it's obviously easier if you're coming, what would that be? Like south, right? If my direction's right. On Fourth, it's pretty easy to get onto Sixth from the bike lane. It is almost impossible if you are going north to turn left onto Sixth.
But look at that one, Sam, scroll back in on that one. On that first image that you were just on,
yeah.
That roundabout.
with that roundabout here, and then it goes, do you see that, Sam?
It's our full brainstorming level here, so don't
No, this is when you need the BAC though.
get sad, yes. I'll let your friend in Satchmo's and get them all worked up.
You could have a drive-through right there.
I would hit up that drive-through regularly, that place is delicious.
Literally a drive-through.
That's right.
Like, I don't know how many, to be fair, kids would ride on Fourth as it is, but again, that's probably the point, is I don't think, if I were a child, if I had a child, I would not let them ride in that specific bike lane. If I was a child, I wouldn't either. I'd cut through the neighborhood
Yeah.
to get to school and avoid that main street because it's pretty hairy.
Yeah, I live at the top of 4th Street, and the only time I come down it is like early Saturday or Sunday morning when I'm doing a road bike.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just either go over to Steve's or over to the, whatever that one is that goes by Safeway and down.
West.
West or
Yeah.
do you cut through the neighborhood in First Main? No, okay. Go
I guess
over to
either one
West,
of
yeah.
those two, are the ways I go.
Yeah,
I ride Fourth right now pretty frequently, but that's why I'm saying I would not let a child ride it. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot.
My
Yeah,
husband was hit on.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is there any opportunity to take those back alleys behind overguards and make that into like a cycle pathway? Or would that be challenging because of street crossings? Probably might not be any safer, you know?
know how complete those alleys are.
Yeah, they don't go all the way, but there's a good start there.
Yeah. So that ends at Sixth, but
Technically, an alley is like an easement already in place, right?
yeah, well,
Like
there's
utility
a,
easement, sure.
it's a full It's a full alley south of Sixth, so full city owned. Not much back there.
To be
Yeah.
clear, I still think there should be improvements on Fourth, and we've talked a lot about that. I'm just not certain whether they would specifically serve students or if they would serve other cyclists.
Well, and if this is just to shoehorn in some amount of bicycle infrastructure.
Yeah,
on
that would
Fourth,
be great,
then we'll
because
take it.
it needs it.
Here's where this was going with that. The idea is we take out the two-way left turn lane with a little 3-foot median. And then that gives an 8-foot path, so we can't get the 11 that we have elsewhere. And then the roundabout allows U-turn potential, so there's a roundabout on both ends, at least north of Seventh. It falls apart a bit south of Sixth. But between potentially Sixth and Cedar, you can just do a series of right turns and roundabouts or U-turns in the roundabout, and still get to everything. May or may not be popular with businesses, but that'll be to explore. The idea with this one, Fourth especially, is maybe come up with a concept that says this is safer for kids and all. And then we'll take that into a Sunnyside neighborhood plan. And that plan will try to get buy-in, community buy-in, or not ahead of going too far and just kind of flopping at council or something. This will be, it's tied to a safety plan. It's tied to a neighborhood plan with the neighborhood behind it, and then we can get something. We're at the safety plan stage. It's out.
Speaking to that's not, there's other ways that we're
Yeah.
looking at getting kids to school.
Right, apart from Fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume, so. Again, I still think it should be improved overall, because it's a pretty
I mean, that you've
important
got,
corridor, but
well, look, CCC just had their bond passed, so there's more activity there. You've got a lot of, Pine Forest goes to 8th.
Mhm.
You've got, MEMS goes to 8th. So those kids technically are a little more competent.
then,
And so, yeah.
right, then like the Killip kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You talk a little about dropping a traffic lane. That opens up in the cross section, huh?
There's a lot more space.
Yeah. So north of Seventh, there's 17,000 ADT. Remember those numbers from the other. The rule of thumb is typically 2 lanes can handle up to about 20,000, but that's a general rule of thumb. That's assuming it wouldn't grow past the 20. There's gonna be pushback on that, like it's at that threshold is the
Single
takeaway.
lane of traffic with roundabouts.
Uh-huh.
That piss people off, but I think it'd be awesome.
And then they probably like it.
Yeah. After a while, because
Yeah.
it's like a cool little, it's like,
Like, there's bus stops along there, there's healthcare services along
Yeah.
there. People are trying to cross Fourth all the time, or walking where there's not sidewalks. Like, there's a lot of cross traffic and pedestrian traffic, and
Mixed with neighborhoods.
mixed with neighborhoods, there would be more bike traffic.
and it
I
could
mean,
be
there still is
really,
bike
really
traffic,
cool
lots of
because we
traffic.
have the
Yeah,
businesses, we have the
yeah,
pedestrians that walk there already.
Mhm.
With a little infrastructure, it would be like
yeah.
the south side part 2.
Which designs are, I just got off on Fourth because I think it should be better. So like, what's actually like more developed that we could offer useful feedback on it?
It hasn't gotten much further really.
I meant like of these, is there something else we should look at right now?
On Fourth.
West.
The whole
like-
area.
The one by
Yeah,
Safeway.
I just saw Fourth and was like, that is should really be better.
One comment about going north on Fourth Street when the bus stops.
Yeah.
Completely stops that lane and everybody's having to go around the bus. That's when the bottlenecks on that street,
Happen.
yeah.
Interesting. How's the big roundabout doing? Is there any?
I think we go through it frequently, I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, so you live up there,
Yeah.
I've heard both,
through, yeah,
but I've
Any
only had,
feedback on that? In your world?
heard much, either way.
Nice, I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's way better than what it used to be.
I agree. I heard it can get kind of backed up.
At school times,
Yeah.
that's what I've heard too.
I have seen the regular oh, there's somebody who's about to go into the roundabout. I need to speed up and get into the
And I've heard
roundabout
that.
before they get there. Like, what? But that's people, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
design.
the, yeah, agree.
I think you're just gonna have that everywhere.
But for the bus problem, like if it was down to one lane, you could have like a pull off for the bus that's shared with the bike lanes.
Then you're on your bike, then you gotta avoid people getting off the bus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not perfect, but I do think
Yeah.
yeah, not better, but yeah.
yeah.
it's the setup on Cedar now. Have you rode on Cedar while there's a bus stopped in front of you or so?
Like up on, by, the turn into Buffalo Park.
No, through Sunnyside area.
Oh, no, I haven't.
I've
I
ridden
don't
it,
think.
but I don't think there's been a
Yeah.
bus when I've ridden.
See, it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, I haven't hit the buses. Huh.
Cause over the winter, I was riding Cedar quite a bit.
Yeah, got it. Yes. This is a real
Okay.
fresh
Yeah.
image. So this is the scheme. This is all temporary striping though to just last the winter. Should be next week. We should get the permanent. So we'll get bike symbols and some green. But the lengths are laid out, or the widths are laid out correctly now. The center turn, these all got a little narrower
Mhm.
to give us this buffer and then a wider bike lane. And the way the buses work. Bike lane, it tapers into this larger shared lane.
Mhm.
This will have some more paint in it too. Like what's going, I think it says bike bus in big text. So this is that shared. So yeah, you get stuck with a bus, but that a good dual use of space for them for most of the time, I hope.
Do you think there's any possibility that you could get a bike box? I know we've talked about these before, but like because when I've ridden this, I think the pain points, now the roundabout on the other side is pretty nice. But if you're going, what would that be? West on Cedar, like up towards Buffalo Park, there's the bike lane with the buffer is nicer, but you hit a pinch point at this intersection where the bike lane essentially goes away. And I usually have already moved into the vehicle lane to be in front of cars or behind a car. But if there was a box here, like a green box, like they haven't, I know we don't have them in Flagstaff, but if we did, this would be like a really great use case for that to just like get you ahead of the cars.
And then do you go back into this? I know this.
I do,
Bike lane isn't
yeah.
as nice.
Yeah,
but
I love to
stay.
hustle across the street and take foots up the hill.
I never want to grind it up that hill, so I like it. So I'll stay on the road. No, it's pretty- yeah. Personally, yeah. At the times when I'm riding it, it's pretty low traffic, so,
Right. But it is hard, like when you do go, like that's a hard intersection to get across.
it is.
To get onto the Futz Trail. That's always, I don't know what the solution is, but it's always kind of a hassle.
I mean, the thing that I think is the worst if you take the road lane is actually the intersection further west where whatever that other little
Oh, yeah,
street.
but-
Gemini, yeah, that's actually the pain point, and I just cross like as soon as I can.
Up here.
No,
The slip.
no,
thing
not
with the
there.
Vista one?
There, that, Linda Vista, that's the issue. Yeah, I usually just like cut out right and use essentially right by the crosswalk that's faded. Rather than, I don't know what
Oh,
you're
that's
meant to
smart.
do, but that's what I do.
So then you can look, and see.
Yes, then you
Yeah.
can see, and
Right.
theoretically, they're
Yeah,
paying
I've
attention
been
to the
stuck-
crosswalk.
I've been stuck doing that as well, where it's like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, mostly though, I see cyclists I see way more cyclists who are riding here on the sidewalk
On
than
the
I do in
sidewalk.
the lines of the lane.
Both ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is,
Yeah.
it's hard trying to get up to speed.
It's super hard trying to get up to speed. That's part of why I just cut through right
Isn't
there
the speed limit only like 35 there?
for the vehicles.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
okay.
I will say also on my bike with my speedometer going downhill, I could get up to 30 miles an hour on this hill. But going uphill, it's like 6 miles an hour, so.
oh yeah, so the cars are going significantly faster.
cars
than
are going
bike.
significantly
Yeah, even though they're
faster.
going pretty slow.
Yeah,
They're not going 35.
and especially coming from the Vista, they're
Yeah.
really not going 35.
Right, I know they go faster, because
Yeah.
it's so many lanes and it's so open.
Anyway, that's outside of the realm of your school project, but to say, like, I think we talked about this the last time with Safe Routes for School, that anything that enables bike or ped crossings from Coconino is helpful, because that's a pretty high frequency
Yeah.
intersection.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Well, Cedar and West is part of,
it's part of the
project.
thing. Okay. So
Let's
it's
see what
within
Cedar
scope
and
of
West-
what you're saying. So we could get a bike box.
well, how do you feel about a roundabout?
I love it.
Because that would solve my solution to get on the Futz Trail.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Curious, how would you feel about that intersection becoming
Or a
roundabout
tunnel, but.
instead?
Is that-
I think that
is that
would
the
be
plan?
okay.
Or is that a plan?
There's no
That's
plan,
a-
I'm just curious.
That's an
That,
option.
that's been an idea, it faded away. And, we've tried to bring it back a bit, actually, so we've
Mhm.
gone through some iterations.
My question about that roundabout is going down that hill on like snowy. day. I guess like it's the same as a light, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same issue going down in the winter either way.
Yeah, our standards actually allow a steeper approach into a roundabout than a light, because you don't have to
You don't have to
completely
physically
stop.
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah.
It's not by much, but that would be part of it, was it acts as that traffic calming. This is the gateway, or that's one thing I like about it. It's a gateway, and then you've entered a different character
Yeah.
of road.
Yeah.
Yeah, roundabout, I think could, just something to kind of facilitate easier and lead crossings of bikes and peds, especially, I used to live right over here, and if you hit Coconino at lunchtime, the number of students going to Safeway is bananas. It's like or whatever they're doing in the direction of Safeway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real intense.
High school kids.
High school kids,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you're coming down, going the hill, going east on Cedar, and I have to turn right on my road bike onto Linda Vista, that's a hard move over for me because I'm going faster, the cars are going fast. It's hard for me to have a line of sight to move over.
Yeah.
And then if I go straight through the intersection, then I have to make the alternative, I just stop the light across.
Roundabout will solve a lot of those
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's almost all one. Wow.
Yeah, and something that like kind of blends into the Futz Trail too.
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is real strange when you get into this area over by the school, these one ways and.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They're tricky.
I was trying to get to a friend's house up there and there was all the construction going on last year and there's so many dead
Yeah.
ends and I could not get
Yeah,
there.
what is it over here? If you keep going, I guess that would be west. What is that where it's like what is this right? Yeah, this thing right here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how many people get to here and they're just like, what am I supposed to do?
Well, on a bike, you can cut
cut
through the
through.
neighborhood. Rather than getting into, I think I complained about this last time, how on West, for whatever reason.
Yeah,
is like
that
the
thing right
highest
there.
incidence of trash cans in the bike lane of like anywhere in the city, in my experience. I don't know why.
Who did
Well,
that thing? I think it was wild. See what I'm talking about? Have you driven
This
that?
one?
Yeah, it is
I've never
confusing.
came in from this way, I guess, and
And it's
You
got.
can't, you,
Try-
like, only the people who live there can, cause
Yep.
then there's but on a bike, you can. And people do.
And then if you go north on this, there's that one street that, like you said, is a one-way, but there's like a lane for bikes.
Yep.
And I just cut through there and then
Yeah.
you have to make a left-hand turn and no one expects to see you there.
Mhm. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I ride that pretty frequently too. Yeah, so if school's in session, it's a problem. If school's not in session, then it's not so bad.
Or just to the right side of the screen.
that one might have drawings over the top of. And we'll dig into Butler Complete Street soon. You ready? We can kind of do the same thing for that project soonish. Let's see which one, there's this one, the bike lane that goes opposite direction.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's that. Is it
Yeah.
Northa? Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense because there's
Yeah.
all those lanes going south
uh-huh.
on whatever that is and you'd have to.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
funky one.
Yes.
Generally, those are hard to get out of on a bike because your line of sight is pretty bad. So if you're coming from whatever this is, what is that street? Isabel? Isabel, if you're coming from Isabel on a bike and trying to get anywhere, you have to pull pretty far forward. I see you have a roundabout.
This one's more of like a circle,
Ah,
so it's more,
Traffic calming.
yeah, exactly. But for the idea, I think it gets rid of that wrong way bike lane. Or that other direction bike lane. Protects this one through here. Brings the bikes to over here more. That's the sketch idea here. That's pretty flexible. On this one, I think the biggest idea in here against Isabel is to create an on-street level
that would be great.
two-way
Yep,
bikeway
that would be so good.
all the way along Coconino.
Yeah, because there's nothing there right now.
It's way wider than it
It's-
needs to be
yeah.
and gets a lot of speeding.
Mhm.
So this would be kind of a drop-off zone still. I had the thought of doors, a lot of doors and
Yeah,
sheet flow of drop-offs conflicting with this. So not ideal in all ways, but
Well, you have that little buffer there.
yeah.
That always helps with doors.
Yep.
Because cars usually don't go, they go over the first line, but not the second.
yeah,
Yeah, plus right now, I mean, if you're riding a bike on Isabel, you're just wherever, like,
Right.
depending on who's parked where or what traffic there is, you can be on any part of the road. Or I rode this a lot and yeah, people are on like all different parts of the road because it's not.
It's big and there's no
It's
marking.
big and there's no markings and people park. So depending on who's there, you're in like radically different parts of the street.
what's the thought on if this was, say this became the new curb line? Where this ultimately, where the white stripe is, and then there's cars parked in here. And it's really narrow, it kind of turns it into a narrow residential street feel and then bikes would be visible just in the center, like in the travel lane. Wouldn't get the sheet flow across here. Or is this a better facility in the long run, you think?
So there is pickup and drop off. If you zoom out a little bit,
Yeah.
there is like plenty of space for people to pick up and drop off their kids, like within the corridor of the school.
Is that where they're at a lot? Or is it the
Yeah.
bus?
Here, zoom out a little bit more. Oh, no, it doesn't show it. But
Okay,
down here,
switch
like
to-
in this area.
They just have to make sure that they're not in the way of the buses. That's where the
Yeah.
buses drop off.
So yeah, there's like a lot of room over here for people to pick up and drop off their kids. I don't know why we would need more, but I guess I don't know.
Because
I
that
don't
means the
know.
parents have to come into the parking lot.
Yeah. Correct.
They don't want to.
And they don't want to. Therein lies the problem. They don't want to come into the parking lot.
Where does the yellow line start on Isabel? Can you go up? Because it's like not marked, but up by the skate park and then the. Okay,
Here we go. Edge of Coconino is
Uh-huh.
really. All down here, it gets a little simpler. I think the idea to really limit who can go through, so you either get out to west somehow or not. That's what's going on here. Isabella doesn't become a through street. The diverter. And then there was speed humps was the main idea in here. And I think we could draft in narrowing this street too. It's way wider than it needs to be. But that would be a longer term one.
Okay, we've got about 4 minutes. Is there anything else we should hit before we call it?
can we come back to these in a future meeting?
Yeah, can we put this on next?
Keep going with these, yeah. I think pretty soon we'll get each of these Sunnyside area ones at about the level that Knowles Sonawan one. Do you want it to come back at that point? It'll be over the summer.
Yes. I do want to leave a little bit of time because, well,
I have two things.
you have 2 things. I
Quick.
yeah, I do want to leave some time to talk a little bit. Can we now move on to that? Because I do want to get everybody out by 6:30, but I want to move through a couple of things here. I guess we're on next meetings.
Technically, we're on reports.
We're on reports, but we're gonna, I don't think we have time to go over any of the reports.
Did I get a report on Bike Week? I was
Bikes,
I was gone or
That's the
sport.
only time sensitive one, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I can also report, but I think you probably have better numbers than I do.
Who won the raffle?
It's posted online.
Yeah.
Actually, Val, is she
Val.
still here?
I saw Val's.
I don't know.
Oh,
She won
yeah, she won
acupuncture.
something. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll text her.
Farmer's market, I think 75-ish. You guys saw about, I left early, you came late.
Yeah.
So, but about 75-ish. The bike education was fun. People enjoyed it. It was the bike lights, the riding at night thing that you got a free light for it. Kickoff ride, there was about 30 people. And then, bike to school day, there were about 75, no, there were close to 100, maybe 80 to 100 kids riding to school with their parents. And then the Kiddical Mass, there were about 60 people riding, participated in that event. Bike to breakfast, I think Dark Sky was one of the winners. And then I fell off the wagon on that. That's all I got.
That's awesome.
Yeah. was good. That seems about right.
A lot of
The weather was great. Weather was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very successful bike week, I feel like.
What was everyone's favorite breakfast?
Mark's got good burritos. They did. By the time I got to kickstand, they had run out of everything, so I don't know.
They didn't even start giving you coffee.
No. It's
I didn't get any breakfast, I didn't get any raffle prizes for the second year in a row. Okay.
Yeah, it was late. I was just waved.
Goodbye.
Now, lady.
Anything you want to hit real quick, of the other reports? Did anyone get who went to did we have yes, you went. We did. So, anything jump off the page at you?
I mean, no.
Boring, right?
Well, no, it was good. I mean, it was a bunch of updates, but a lot of the stuff we'd seen, bicycle crash report data, we kind of talked about.
Oh, yeah, good.
Updates on, let's see. They wanted for the bicycle crash reports, they wanted, some more data where crashes versus bus stops. So they'd like to see crashes related to where they are on bus stops, so things like that. There was, project updates, a bunch of the project updates, so. Like, Cedar and Lockett and Fourth, that one was complete. John Wesley Powell extension. The design is set 60%. The design should be 100% by 2027 and construction starting by 2028. Butler and Fourth, you've heard about Butler, complete streets, updates on that. Lone Tree overpass, construction is starting in 26 to 29. Downtown Mile corridor, construction starting in 26 to end in 28.
So that's this year.
Starting this, 26, right? That's what they said.
That's the tunnel
The
under,
design is
isn't it?
that,
There's a bunch of different projects in it.
Yeah,
I don't-
yeah, it would redo the Milton
Yeah.
underpass.
The design is at
A tunnel
90.
under Route 6.
That one, to be fully complete, is still waiting on the Rio to Flag
Okay.
flood control. This one would cue the next leg, so there'd be the tunnel under the railroad
Yeah,
piece,
that would be great.
but it doesn't get you all the way through, so it's not functional yet.
And that's also the tunnel underneath the railroad and the next leg.
The flow nut tunnel.
Yeah.
Exploring.
Oh, that's what I thought you were
Walnut.
talking about, Flownet.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Walnut and.
Yeah, the 66 one's waiting on Rio to Flag,
Okay,
but yeah, we'll have that one. That one is.
Cool. So the
Yep.
design is at 90% on that. The Schweitzer Canyon Trail by Albertson should be done. It's that one that's kind of above. It's that trail above Aspen, Hotel Aspen. Goes down there. Anyway, it should be
Oh, yeah.
done, completed by fall of 26, so.
so stuff's happening this fall, great.
Country Club at Oakmont, that little roundabout, right? There'll be a roundabout at the driving range area. Construction starting in 27 to 28, and there'll be a bike path basically from FAC to that driving range.
Okay.
For that area there. And there's Smoke Rise in 89, I wasn't much on that. It's kind of it. Next meeting, June 3rd.
Thank you for doing that.
It was a good meeting.
June 3rd is in a few weeks. Who's next on the rotation to go to the meeting? Who hasn't gone to a meeting yet? You want to go to one?
I'm on.
What time is that at?
Four to. You want me to send you the
It's a
information?
Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your email?
It's vintymark@gmail.com.
You're
Thank you for
faster
doing
than
that.
me.
Absolutely, no problem.
Did you announce your presence?
I did afterwards.
Good. Good. I want them to know.
Yeah.
We are here.
I had on my notes as present. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
I finished the meeting notes already. So.
Love it.
Okay, I'm ready. Mark,
It's PINTI mark@gmail.com.
oh, just your
Yeah.
last name, first name.
Yeah.
Did somebody else want the invitation?
I'll be able to attend.
Is there any agenda items that we want on the agenda in 2 months from now? I know I asked this a lot, but I think it's important that we think about what we want to talk about, because we've done this before where we get into meetings and then we're like, oh, it's not on the agenda, we can't talk about it. We can't take a deep dive into it. So is there anything you guys want to take a deep dive into in 2 months?
I don't know if there's a deep dive, but I know that you guys got the grants for planning, like the Eldon Trail and then also the Fort Valley stuff. And then I know that I heard that maybe some of the Fort Valley infrastructure was taken off of ADOT's 5-year plan.
Correct.
So just updates on that and
The crossings were taken off?
the crossings, the bike and the
Yes.
sidewalk.
FBA has been doing a bunch of posts about it. I think the comment period to ADOT, I could check, it may have just closed, although I wrote email them anywhere. Hold on, let me see if it's still, I can't remember if it's still open or if it just closed. 1 second.
Yeah, if we have the
So
grant for the
sad.
planning, it's really
Yeah.
sad that it's not moving forward in the next 5 years.
I have something I'd like to see on the agenda or next agenda, one of the two.
Sure.
We had talked about in the past, so you just saw that, the Fox Glen, project. At that light on Fox Glen, it goes up. And they had talked about a possibility of repainting some of those roads for better pedestrian walkways of Butler that goes all the way up towards the end of Butler. Right? You remember that? Martin had talked about a project that they had kind of talked about some of that. So long story short, we have a 5-lane road that goes from Butler till Butler ends, and there's no sidewalks on either sides. So pedestrians are walking in the streets all day long, and there are blind corners, and it's a 40-mile-an-hour road.
The comment period for the ADOT 5-year
So-
plan ends tomorrow. Sorry, Kevin, I didn't mean to, so. I
So
can send
there's
it to Carl
time.
then.
Yeah, can
Going
you
up,
blast that out to the
There's-
group?
yeah, keep going.
Look like sidewalks
Yeah,
ended.
there's no sidewalks here at all. Keep going. Goes all the way up. There's no sidewalks anywhere all the way down here.
Is that like a continental thing? Like, there's not very many sidewalks in
Yeah.
that neighborhood.
So we had talked about it because people are just walking
In the street.
in the streets on both sides of the road with
And it's a
dogs and
busy
and
street,
stuff.
yeah.
And they're going 40. And so I thought I heard Martin talk about that there was a proposal to repaint it or to do something to that, to encourage some of that. And I just wanted to know if, was that even anything they talked about doing, or is there any of that? So
I haven't heard of a project.
there is no project for that. Okay, I thought it was in the. So I guess I heard that wrong.
It's set up as a large road, so you have dead ends to serve this section eventually.
Right.
But until that happens, he has way over capacity. So repainting,
Right.
it's
And this,
certainly a good idea.
this.
I haven't heard any.
I swear, I thought you told me that, but there's a couple blind turns where, I mean, yeah, it is a scary.
Well,
Scary on a bike because again, there's the bike lanes go away at certain spots too. So I'm on it.
When he talked about that, because I can look through the.
I don't. Am I the only one in the group that remembers it?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know, maybe I had a bike dream about it or something.
Bike dream, I love it.
Good.
It's, it might even be in the active transportation master plan. It's something there, but
Okay.
in terms of an active project, you know, it's in the 20+.
Nowhere.
It's in the wish list somewhere. I bet there's an idea in the wish list, but
I did read the FBO letter. Thank you.
You did it.
For the ADOT thing, yes, I wrote that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well,
I
it
sent
isn't.
Carlton
How do I-
info,
How do we talk about it?
but anyway, you can look at the letter I wrote or write your own letter about US 180.
Okay,
But the comment period ends tomorrow.
let's do it. I will do it. That is disappointing. This is where we do our announcements, right?
That was mine.
Yeah.
Like,
You got yours?
I mean, also I did want to say like they did restrike Fort Valley and that's very nice. No positive with a.
The Sunnyside Safe Routes to School plans will probably be at that Butler level in July, if we want that
That
on
would
the
be
agenda
great.
too.
Yes.
And that'll be still with time to influence those plans, I guess.
Good. To send our comments up the food chain.
Uh-huh.
I have a couple
Do you want to
comments.
get that in there?
Yeah.
So.
We do.
So the one I kind of talked about this morning or before the meeting started, that Route 66 trail that's between Designs West and El Tapatio. On my way here today, it had gone up almost 2 feet for some reason. I don't know if it expanded and contracted. Yeah, the 66 trail that when we drove that one, biked on that trail on my way here, I had to stop. It's lifted. It lifted almost 1.5 feet.
Well, there are tectonic plates. I mean, we are.
And again, I swear I had written it, I've been, yeah, very recently. So anyway.
I mean, there are like
But
earthquakes. There
I'll
are
make
like
a,
mini
I'll
earthquakes.
I'll bike home safely and I'll make a request if I see it on my way home tonight. Cause that's
Okay.
where I go. So,
Yeah, that'll
so-
go to like the maintenance folks.
Also, I wanted to say I have received, I've had some negative comments from other bikers recently, just a couple, maybe 2 or 3, about the light at Ponderosa Parkway and 66. They've turned that light off and the bikers are not happy about it. Again, before I joined this committee, I was working towards these crosswalks, and so I
You
had.
fixed a few.
I'd fix that one and I'd fix Steve.
And then they
they're all-
unfit, and then they get
Country Club
unfixed.
is still good to go, but, anyway, so
The country club has like a bridge there or a tunnel.
Bridge,
Yeah,
yeah,
bridge there.
yeah. Yeah, but those 3 lights are, anyway, but I did, reach out to ADOT and have gotten ghosted from them, and I did put in the
Really?
bottom that I did this on my own and not a part of the bike committee.
They finally blocked your email.
But I submitted a broken form.
Okay.
That said, hey, this light is not working, and I gave them all the
Wait,
data
yeah.
and suggestions on how to fix it. But anyway,
I love your work on that.
so, yeah, I think I told you they had to fix it, why they had to do it, right? Because of the train,
Yeah,
stuff, so. But
the
there's,
train messes with all the timings.
the train messes with the countdown, the blinking countdown, right? It gives you 30 seconds, it can cause within there, but there are 2 solutions that industries across the planet do, and you can implement them. One is what's called, I don't remember the names, I don't have but you can set, indicators that when the train's coming, you can send a 30-second, 45-second, you can send an indicator the train's coming. And so you can start that light and that process in advance.
See, and I think
So
some of
that
our
happens.
lights, what behavior does change when trains come, obviously.
Right, and
you
so
know.
you can set a pre for it. The other thing that you can do, which has actually been proven to be safer than not, is to just turn the light. You don't do the countdown. You've got to walk, great. The train comes, the lights start going, the gates come down, don't walk. Just
Until the
switch.
train,
You
until the
just,
train passes.
and you don't
yeah.
give them, and pedestrians that are in the middle of that walkway can work it out with vehicles. And it's still safer than having a car on the train tracks, which is what was happening with the other one, so.
And like just for cyclists having to wait so long at those intersections to cross is a huge barrier for wanting to ride those bike paths.
Right. Well, and what's great about it, and then, this is great to see, is that they did it for so long that they have gotten more people biking it. They've gotten more people buying e-bikes on that road that are using it. And now they're angrier because you gave it to them. And now they know it's there and now you took it away.
Yeah, yeah.
So in a way, it's better. But I'm just letting you know that I've
Yeah,
had
keep
some
your ear to the street.
complaints from people specifically about that.
Anything else for the good of the order, guys?
Yeah, if you haven't taken the Coconino County Roadway Safety Survey, that's out right now, and there will be, there are outreach meetings happening through July 8th. I think FBO also posted about this, but I can send it.
That's where you can like kind of pin anywhere.
Yeah, you
on the
can
map.
like pin
Yeah.
anywhere, so that's happening right now.
Is there any extra benefit going to the outreach meetings if you've already pinned things or?
I In my personal opinion, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's always helpful to show up. I believe there are virtual options too. I don't know where they're being held. So, yeah. You have that link. Do you want me to send it to you with everything I just sent you?
Got that one somewhere at some
I'll
point.
just-
I pinned. And pinned a couple. At some point in the nearish past.
I pinned up
Probably
for
that
Valley.
Yeah, and then, Carlton, I sent you the link for the ADOT stuff. Like I said, FBO did write a letter, so if you want to look at, I wrote a letter for FBO. So if you want to look at that, you can, or you can make your own comments depending on which parts of US 180 you have most feelings about.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you pointed out like all the.
The really bad things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm really.
Thank you all.
Do you guys like reviewing plans? Should I keep bringing
Yes,
plans
yes.
as soon
Yeah,
as?
especially the ones that
Sensible,
it can still go up the pipeline.
because we could fill a lot of meetings with that kind of stuff.
We should.
You have other, I think, yeah, just for background, Martin just always knew what he was gonna talk about. I don't know, he said, always seemed ready. I'm like, what should we do at the next meeting? I'm a little less sure. So if you have ideas, send them my way and.
Okay.
Well, it's certainly like,
And
if the transportation committee is gonna be considering it, we wanna
Yeah.
get ahead of it. We wanna comment on it. We want our comments to go to the transportation. That's been my big push since I saw that issue a year and a half ago or whatever, is there a way to continue to get our feedback in front of the transportation committee? Because for years, what was happening is we would talk about it after the transportation committee had already sent their feedback to the council.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, and it would make it to the transportation committee about a month after they sent their feedback
Yeah.
to the council, and they'd say, that's cute. Too late, guys.
Yeah. I tried to, they might not even have a meeting coming up. We'll see if there's nothing like to approve or not necessarily. So there wasn't
Oh,
anything to,
transportation?
yeah,
June 3rd.
yeah. Well, it's scheduled, but there's nothing like come to them formally.
So then would they just
And I
skip,
tried to get it, yeah.
would they
I
go to
asked them.
July or would they go to August?
They would skip the whole one.
So that'd be like 4 months
Yeah.
between.
Yeah,
Wow.
but just, yeah, try to ask that question.
It's like there's a
on
lot going on in
transportation?
town for you to miss a 4-month window.
Yeah. And, yeah, what
Bunch of no loads.
they might do,
They don't like working.
I don't know if they have any action items, like, maybe we have.
Maybe all
nothing to,
the-
like officially vote on.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff. to
You're
talk
allowed to
about.
say that.
As a taxpayer, as.
I'm not here in my capacity as a member of the transportation board. Is that what you're saying?
This has been the longest meeting ever.
I know, I know.
You can't have one ever. I feel like.
Because they have to vote in chair and vice chair.
Okay.
Informational, sometimes, I don't see anything for discussion at the next hour. Agenda items.
Yeah, meetings to review.
Meeting minutes.
Yeah.
So try to.
Yeah,
get
this
ahead
one's a
of-
long one. I'm gonna call it.
There's-
The meeting is called. Thank you, guys. Gotta end at some point.
Keep talking bikes.
Well, that's the problem. We have 2 months between meetings. There's a lot. We get it all pent up. I don't know. Were they left over from, I got one before.
One of the same kind or the old ones?
One of those I did. I wanted to get. And then I've had it for.
I got a second one.
I got.
I don't have a second one, I'll take the second one.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, I
one.
got one of them and.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it.
Thank you. That was a good meeting.
I'm gonna hand them out next to the ped.
I wear them.
Great.
I love them.
So, the thing I talked about for that, the road, is that
mean, how do we look at getting them to look at it for a project? Or is that,
The striping,
yeah?
Thank you.
Have a good